chat that you can't hear.
I cannot hear you. Oh, you didn't have his thing plugged in. Oh.
There you go, Kenneth.
There you go. Hello.
Ooh.
I thought you were mouthing everything. We were supposed to read your lips.
Checking in on your skills.
That's part of the drill here this morning. I said,
That's
okay.
right. That's right. Checking in on the skills. Okay, beautiful. We're at 9:30. Everybody roll in. Demetrius, so beautiful. Wow. Wow.
What's up, brother?
During a time of social distancing, that we can connect to the Most High within with our hearts just coming together. Welcome, family. Welcome. We're going to go ahead and open up this sacred circle. I want to thank you all for being here in this inaugural offering of coming together and really honing in on dissolving any unconsciousness that is interrupting our conscious connection to our true selves that allows us to experience our infinite creative potential. Where we, like the full moon, it is in that darkness, but it is open and radiating that energy of the sun, illuminating the darkness, illuminating the unconsciousness, and revealing its ability to create this ebb and flow in connection to the waters of life. These waters of life that when we look into that meaning of water metaphysically has to do with the flow of consciousness, has to do with the flow of vitality. So as we take this journey today to open up a teaching around dissolving unconsciousness into consciousness and observe how we are wired. We are wired to step in to a conscious use of this infinite creative potential that's wired right into our breathing, the technology of respiration. And then we'll move into any questions or observations that have taken place during our process. Beautiful. So let's tune in together. Let's move into activating the presence of consciousness as it would be done if we were on the banks of the Nile 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, hanging out with the Essenes and going through our rites of passage into our infinite creative potential and participate with Mother Earth and the cosmos in maintaining balance for all of our fellow beings on our planet. So let's bring our hands together and we're going to chant the name of the Creator. ABWOON. Jacinta, if you can put that in chat. ABWOON. This is the name of the Creator that invokes a balance in our mind, balance in our nervous system, and balance in our connection to this infinite creative potential. So it is a way to dissolve what unconsciously may be holding us back from stepping into our true ability. There are things going on externally in the world. There's really no reason for the external occurrences to distract us from our infinite creative capacity that is given to us by the source of our breath, that source of consciousness and prana. There's nothing that can interfere with our connection to that. Only we have the authority of its use. And let's get into the experience of tapping in to that scripture. Let's activate, bring alive that scripture. 1 John, first verse. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with our Creator. And the Word was our Creator. Or the Word is our Creator. So as we chant this name, feel the sound of the vibration, because the Middle Eastern mystic was sitting on the Nile and they would tell us that that sound is our place, our vibrational place within the flow of the Creator's expression. There's our literal oneness with our Creator. And when we hone in on that feeling, we are igniting that presence of the Word being one with the Creator, and therefore we're one with the Creator. And then, boom, that's when we step into our superhuman expression. Okay, pressing the thumbs into the sternum as the hands are pressed to feel the pressure between the palms, and this mudra activating a balance between the right and left hemispheres of the brain. I will demonstrate one time. We will do this chant on one breath. And it will sound like this. Ab, Wu. Getting the end, feeling the energy rise up into the cranium. Beautiful. Let's synchronize our breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to begin. Feel your sound. Give that end some time at the end. Three more. Inhale deeply. Hold that breath. If you're not on your cycle or pregnant, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Feel yourself as this vibratory container. Exhale. Bring the thumb and index finger to touch and just sit with the palms up on the lap. And just sense this vibratory energy, awakening consciousness as we embark on a journey of dissolving the unconscious energies that separate us from our true self. Allow yourself to become aware of those energies. Bring them up. Small, little subtle habits that you may know are keeping you from actualizing, activating the true self that you know you are. The capacity you know you have the ability to embody. Yes, and come with your eyes open. As I welcome you, thank you so much for being here for our first Wednesday sacred gathering. Bringing hearts together so that we can galvanize, we can help each other remember by reviewing ancient teachings, help each other remember that we have this ability to create, and the things that are going on in our world give us opportunities to create. Yeah. And nothing else beyond that. It just gives us opportunity to create. And when each of us are stepping in, that we are able to experience the fulfillment of either supporting each other or the fulfillment of that answer or solution coming in and through us. This is where we have the opportunity to dwell, I believe. And as I watch my clients, I watch some of you who are here just growing leaps and bounds into a place where we are seeing and feeling. And this is the one thing today to really hone in on for today is that feeling of being one with this energy that organizes life, rather than the mind that is creating labels and describing life in ways that use words like fear or anxiety or uncertainty or worry, or trying to control us through medical, administrative ways, political ways, all of these constructs of the mind, just taking the personality away and moving into our authority. Because tell me the truth, y'all. Tell me. Only you have the ability to use your creative potential. Only you have the ability to move into a conscious way of breathing when we lose connection to the breath and we start to go into unconscious ways of either feeding ourselves or feeding ourselves through the senses. Only you have the authority to say yes or no to what you engage in through the day. Only you have that ability to say yes or no. Is that right? Help me out. Let me know. So, when it comes to the things that we know it's not going to serve us, what are going to be the ways in which we activate the truth that we have the authority to deal with anxiety, fear, uncertainty. Like we have the authority to deal with that. So we're going to step into an experience. And it's around using the breath. And using the breath, I'm going to bring an awareness to the beginning and how we, with each breath, represent the beginning of creation with each breath. Even when we look at how we were conceived, yeah, here's the sperm cell and here's the egg. And first of all, kind of needed to share other points of view that are coming out of a quantum biological point of view, where they're beginning to look at the intelligence of the egg and how the egg has an electromagnetic field, and that electromagnetic field is aware of the electromagnetic field of the sperm that is most in alignment for conception. So it's different than the whole competition of the fittest and the pyramid, and the one that's strongest is going to be in front. There are some points of view, you can search them out on YouTube. There's some points of view that says the egg has the intelligent electromagnetic field that will receive the sperm that has the electromagnetic alignment. It's a lot different than competition. And it brings us to the point of this oneness, right? We start out in this one cell of pure prana and consciousness. And in the Ayurvedic text, they share the same description of the beginning, that in the beginning, there was this pure oneness of consciousness and prana in this deep stillness. And then there was a movement. I am one, I want to become many, is how they describe the thought, how they describe that vibration emerging. If we look at vibration as a wave, if we look at word as a vibration, right? In the beginning was the word, pure stillness emerging as a vibration. It was with the creator, it was the creator. And it's the same thing that goes on with us in every breath. So as we go through this breathing practice, I want you to have an idea that physiologically you are moving out of the respiratory center, which controls breathing. So when you're not paying attention to the breathing, the medulla and the programming of the prana and the respiratory activity is laid out for you, programmed. It will carry it on for you. That's a survival mode. But if we want to go into that infinite creative potential, we come up to the frontal cortex when we consciously breathe. And the more we lay down those neural pathways by consciously breathing, like the practice, here's a little love mission for you, like the practice of when you feel yourself beginning to awaken, even before you lift your head off the pillow, begin to consciously breathe and see if you can carry that throughout the day until you return to the pillow. And notice what takes you off track, because those are the subtle beginnings of distraction. And the more we subtly pay attention, the less we will be grossly distracted by the broadcast of social media, the broadcast of mainstream media, the broadcast of opinions. The less we will be distracted by that, and the more we will see the solutions, the answers, the ways to move through our own blocks and dissolve our own blocks. And the more we do it individually, the more we come together, just like the imaginal cells inside the caterpillar's body. And the caterpillar is attacking the cells that are going to allow it to not just eat and eat and eat and eat. No, it will become a butterfly. But the imaginal cells are coming together. They're doing their thing and they're getting together, doing their thing and getting together, doing their thing and getting together. And then there's a tipping point, and no longer can the caterpillar's body keep up. The immune system lets go and no longer fights. So think about all the divisiveness going on in the world. But I want you to really tune in as we go into this breathing practice. Tune in to where the divisiveness is inside you. To consider that if through each cycle, through our conception, we are there in the beginning, then how are we participating in the beginning of a world guided by love? How are we there in the beginning of a world where people respect and honor nature? How are we participating in a world where commerce no longer rules how we make decisions? That taking care of each other and taking care of this earth for the generations to come will guide us, right? So as we go through the breathing exercise, think of it as an exercise of consciousness that is illuminating, just like this full moon right now, right? It's illuminating the areas within your movement of thought. It's illuminating the areas that you need to take care of. Right. So have a little piece of paper at the end, something, or your notes in your phone. So anything that comes up, you can write it down. All right. Okay. Y'all all right? So beautiful. Okay. All right. Where we at here? Now, I want you to come with your hands in prayer position in front of your heart. Okay. So we're going to be here just about, not long, we're just going to be here about 6 minutes or so. All right. So I want you to just take my guidance. We're going to do a circular breath. We're going to use the 2 channels that we have available to take in the nourishment of prana, all right, through the nose and the mouth. And I'll be guiding you through each one. So I want you to close your eyes. And let's synchronize our breath. So we're going to inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Hold for a moment. Allow the prana to flow throughout the body, this life force. As you exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Hold that breath for a moment. Exhaling out the mouth. Clearing the channels of nourishment as you inhale through the nose. Hold that breath. Opening our connection to the life force. Pure nourishment allows us to be conscious. Exhale out the mouth. Now listen. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale out the nose. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale out the nose. Clearing those nourishment channels across the tongue, opening up to receive the prana. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale out the nose. This breathing helps to balance the nervous system, can clear all emotions that are distracting. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale out the nose. You can calm any craving with this practice. Inhaling through the mouth. Hold at the top. Allowing the energy to permeate through the channels of the taste buds into the brain, into every cell. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the mouth. Hold at the top. Feeling the sense of balance as you press the palms together. Exhale out the nose. Our last inhale through the mouth. Really complete. Open up the belly. Lift the shoulders a bit to fill the upper lungs and hold the breath. And exhale out the nose. Relax and just let the breath come to normal for a moment. And we're going to deepen the awareness of this energy balancing practice of pranayama by using a segmented breath. Let me demonstrate. We're going to use our hands on this one. It's going to be inhaling through the nose in 4 segments. So allow them to be equal. So when you get to the top, it's a full inhale, and then we're going to exhale in 4 segments. And this segmented breath, besides opening up our heart center, it's very powerful for balancing the mind and therefore balancing the way we use our mind when it comes to comfort foods, when it comes to thoughts that are no longer serving us. There's a deep sense of awakening where we can direct those thoughts. We can transform those emotions that tend to be welling up in us in maybe an uncontrollable way, in almost a reactionary way to what's going on around us. There's a way to see that clear space at our core where there's peace, and then we can observe and begin to listen for the answers in the experience. All right, let me demonstrate. I'm inhaling through the nose in 4 segments. Exhaling through the mouth. All right, join me. Mouth. Really squeeze that belly button to the spine. Nose. Little spinal flex in there. Mouth. Last cycle. Hold the breath out. Now in through the mouth. Out the nose. Out the nose. Mouth. Nose. Feel the movement of your spine. Cleaning out those taste buds. Last cycle. Hold the breath out. Feel the beginning as you inhale through the nose, long and deep, and open up the heart as you bring the hands out to the side. Hold. Exhale. Coming into that stillness. Experience prana and consciousness. Draw your attention inward. And take a moment to bring up those thoughts, emotions, ways of being, any unconscious behavior that interferes with you really experiencing this true space of peace and using your authority to activate your creative potential. Bring up any of those thoughts, beliefs, or habits and write them down if you have any. And as you write, feel yourself breathe. Maybe there's an inspiration that wants to download, and it's not just about unconscious activity going on within. Maybe there's an idea emerging that this is what we need to step into. Maybe you begin to hear something. Right. How's everybody doing? Oh, the children. That's what this is all for, the children. The children in us, children in our elders, and the children that are in our hands to take care of. That's what this is all for, the children within us all. And we can create a world where they can be safe and they can grow and learn to control their own boundaries of innocence without them ever being crossed unconsciously. Those children. Hey, sweetheart, I see you. All right, this is where we go into our question and answer period. There may be an answer that comes from you, and there may be an answer that comes from me. There may be a question that comes from me that I might have for you, and likewise. So this is a part of our circle where we embrace each other's hearts, and there may be something that you feel you need to share. I remember listening to a panel of psychotherapists, and one of the psychotherapists was very deep in working with trauma. And he was speaking about what he noticed in his experience working with people in war-torn countries, that what allows a healing to take place from traumas, or what we look at trauma as something that can separate us from the consciousness of our true oneness with our Creator. And it can cause us to go into unconscious behavior to protect ourselves because we're in survival mode. And he said that being seen, being heard, and belonging, those three keys were crucial and important on the journey of healing and releasing the perception of the trauma. And then I added to it being willing to be seen, willing to be heard, and willing to belong is also connected to those keys. So I come before you creating the space for that healing as well. So if you have a question, you can please write it in the chat, or yeah, I think that's our option right now. As we develop our platform, we can get a Q&A going. But for now, write in the chat, or we can unmute you and you can speak it, it seems like, from your place of being. Oh, look at that little one, boy. So if you have a question or something to say, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Well, I just want to say thank you.
Mhm.
It was so beautiful and so peaceful to be with you. I went off screen just so I could just sit and just feel your energy and hear your voice, which is so soothing and
Oh,
so healing.
give thanks.
I know this platform is going to grow because we need this. And you're right. This is a time when things are shifting, and you're helping us to ride this tsunami with grace.
Ooh,
Like,
why?
after meetings, I'm going to slip away again, but God bless you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mama Krishna. Thank you. Mm.
It's nice to connect with you and everyone else from England.
Andrew,
Um,
welcome from England.
Hiya. It's great. Yeah, I mean, it's, this pandemic for me is nature saying, look, you've got to wake up, it's an opportunity. We can't ignore being not part of nature. We are nature, and the strange thing is, I was reading in the Oxford Dictionary that the word nature is seen separate to humans. It's seen as the other. That's how it's described. And this is where we are, aren't we, today? This is where we are, the separation, but there's an opportunity to be part, to reconnect with nature and the nature of our true selves. And in these gatherings, whether we're physically with each other or virtually, it doesn't matter anymore. It's the energy, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the energy of being together and really connecting with people we don't know. I don't think it matters anymore whether we know people or not. It's just that connection.
Give thanks, Andrew. That's right. Connection. That's why we're going to be here every Wednesday.
Excellent.
Looking to create that connection. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Looking to create that connection so we can remember together our ability to create and begin to send that energy out there into the world and call on the universe. I've been doing this thing. The book I'm writing, y'all, hold me to it. It's called The Divine Experiment. And put these teachings to the test. Like, look, you say we got the ability to create, we got infinite creative potential. All right, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm focused on. Us being connected to nature, as Andrew said, connected to the power. I mean, this land in Costa Rica is revealing it to me, that nature is important and the nature is in us. And there's no real reason to let the outside world tell us how to feel. talking to myself too. It's no, there's no, I've done it too long, you know, let that outside world tell me how to feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ramana Maharshi says something for me quite profound. He says, someone asked him, what's the difference between a dog and a parrot or a human? He said, the only difference is the costume or the shirt. That's the only difference. The energy, the name and form are different, but the energy is the same. And this is the essence, isn't it?
This is, quick story. Mosquito and the scorpion, what do they have in common, right? So rainy season, the mosquitoes are really, really active in some ways when you pay attention to them, and not as active when you create a relationship with them. So my relationship I created, I'm not going to hunt you, but if you come into my space hunting my blood, for your survival, then I'm going to go into survival mode, and I'm going to help you find your pathway to return to the source of life. But in that relationship, now I pay attention to them, but not like I'm threatened or I'm annoyed. I pay attention to their movements and how can they move in such a way where they disappear? They could be right here and then all of a sudden they move and they're gone. You know they're there, but you don't see them. Like, how do you do that? So I got into this practice of just relaxing my gaze to be one with nature. And when I relax my gaze, not to focus on where are you, but focus on I know you're there and reveal yourself. Right? So the difference between where are you and me having a request, reveal yourself. And then I catch it, like in my peripheral vision, I catch where it is. Okay, so fast forward maybe 2 weeks into that, and I go to get my charcoal gray t-shirt hanging up in the closet. And I go to reach for it, and a scorpion is right on the sleeve. This black and gray scorpion blended into that shirt so perfectly, right? That I don't know why it was. I was moving consciously until I remembered playing with the mosquitoes. And by playing with the mosquitoes, not just being annoyed at them, but being one with nature in that way, it helped me to be aware of all of the flow of nature in terms of how the scorpion moves. Not that I was consciously with my mental calculating ability saying, hey, I'm going to be aware of scorpions, because I had no idea a scorpion could get up there like that and hang in the closet on the shirt. It was a pretty big scorpion. It would have fit inside my palm, right? The stinger was as big as my pinky nail. So that was a lesson in, what's really going on in the world and what's going on for me to connect to. My mind is not going to be the thing that's going to help me out. It's something else. And from our class today, our session today, it is being conscious. And what allowed me to be conscious of the movements of nature was focusing or not focusing on the presence of mosquitoes, but just being present with them. And that helped me to be present to the nature of the scorpion. So I pass that on to you as you go through your week, paying attention to the activity of your mind, like the mosquito buzzing around, right? Paying attention to the activity of your mind. But how can you pay attention to it in a way where you are conscious? So the beginning exercise that I often give clients was to focus on your breath. Sometimes it comes like, okay, how am I breathing? Is it deep? Is it full? Is it relaxed? Am I allowing it to flow? Am I filling myself with prana? Am I holding back? Am I holding on somewhere when my breath is not flowing? Right? And that may have a thought associated with it, a feeling or not. The key here is not necessarily to identify what that is, like you wrote down in your journal, but just the practice of being conscious. I'm beginning to see it will connect us to intuition and inspiration, where we're no longer using thoughts to navigate, that we are navigating with pure consciousness through creation, and creation's intelligence will feed us exactly what we need to know, what ability we need to access, when we need it, and that fulfillment will have us grow more confident in that activity, which I think that's the activity of love. You know, I think that's the true activity of love, where you just get filled with this presence and you just respond to it. And no longer do the other emotions just draw us deeper into a connection with our true self, right? Everybody all right? Anybody got a burning desire before we move into the day and the week? Yeah. Everybody all right? Sweet. I'm so blessed to know all of you. So powerful to be together, and we'll continue.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
love you.
love you
Thank you so
too.
much. Hi,
Hug,
Krishna.
hug Pagan for me.
I will. I will.
Right. Ah, sweetheart. Mwah. Boon West Maya. So let's we'll close out with 3 Om Shanti 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 Shanti. Okay, inhale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you for this time together. Thank you for gathering our hearts together in this way, Creator, that we open up the awareness of your presence within, giving us our superhuman abilities that allows us to create solutions for the problems we face, create answers to the problems we face individually and collectively as earth travelers. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing the feeling of your presence so that we see clearly. We see clearly our creative ability and the solutions to step into and the abundance that is present to take care of everything we need, to do the things we want, and everything we want to do the things we need. We ask that this go out to all our family and all our relations. Ashe, 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 ahom natakwe Satanam Waheguru. Namaste, family. See you next week. Same love channel, same love time. All right. One love all.